the Tunguska event, also called the Russian Roswell. It produced a blast hundreds of times stronger than the Hiroshima bomb, 113 years after the mysterious explosion in Siberia. No one is any closer to understanding what caused it. Hi everyone, welcome on section 51. This is DozGeek on YouTube today. Before starting, that's very important, don't forget to put thumbs up to this video, to hit the bell button if you want to be notified every time a new video is published on section 51. I hope that you are comfortable. Let's start right now. Today we are going to talk about the Tunguska event, also called the Russian Roswell. It produced a blast hundreds of times stronger than the Hiroshima bomb, and it was seen hundreds of kilometers away and narrowly missed, obliterating an entire city. But 113 years after the mysterious explosion in Siberia, no one is any closer to understanding what caused it. Indeed, despite countless investigations, the so-called Tunguska event remains one of the 20th century's greatest enigmas. Many times interpreted by mystics, UFO enthusiasts and scientists as evidence of hungry gods, extraterrestrial life, or the impending threat of a cosmic collision. Which of these theories is closest to the truth? That's what we are going to try to explore together tonight. The Tunguska event was a massive explosion that occurred near the Podkamenaya Tunguska River in Yeniseisk Governorate, now called Krasnoyarsk Krai, in Russia, on the morning of June the 30th of 1908. At around 7 a.m. in the morning, Evenki natives and Russian settlers in the hills northwest of Lake Baikal observed a column of bluish light, nearly as bright as the sun, moving across the sky. About 10 minutes later, there was a flash and a sound similar to artillery fire. Eyewitnesses closer to the explosion reported that the source of the sound moved from the east to the north of them. The sounds were accompanied by a shock wave that knocked people off their feet and broke windows hundreds of kilometers away. The explosion over the sparsely populated eastern Siberian taiga flattened an estimated 80 million trees over an area of 2,150 square kilometers of forest. And eyewitness reports suggest that at least 3 people may have died in the event. The explosion is generally attributed to the airburst of a stony meteorite about 100 meters, around 330 feet in size. It was classified as an impact event, even though no impact crater has been found. The object is thought to have disintegrated at an altitude of 5 to 10 kilometers, around 3 to 6 miles, rather than to have hit the surface of the Earth. Over the years, studies have yielded different estimates of the meteorite's size, on the order of 50 to 190 meters, around 160 to 620 feet, depending on whether the body entered with a low or high speed. It is estimated that the shock wave from the airburst would have measured 5.0 on the Richter magnitude scale, and estimates of its energy have ranged from 3 to 30 megatons of TNT. An explosion of this magnitude would be capable of destroying a large metropolitan area. Because there are no photographs of the blast, many theories have abounded. Some scientists have suggested it was generated when chunks of antimatter made contact with Earth's atmosphere. Others said interloping black holes. American physicists Albert Jackson and Michael Ryan stated that the Earth met with a black hole. Some researchers suggested that it was a fantastic laser beam or a plasma piece from the Sun. And French astronomer, researcher optical anomalies Félix Déroire suggested that on June 30th, the Earth probably faced a cloud of cosmic dust. A few other scientists blamed malfunctioning alien spacecraft, likening the Tunguska event to a Russian Roswell in reference to the New Mexico where UFO enthusiasts or conspiracy theorists claim a UFO crashed in 1947 Roswell in New Mexico. In fact, the Tunguska incident is also called the Russian Roswell. The mysterious event's cause was not even investigated until 1927. The Tsarist Russian government at the time of the event did not look into the matter. In the intervening years, it was distracted by World War I and toppled in the Russian Revolution of 1917, which also brought on the chaos of the Russian Civil War. In 1921, the Russian mineralogist Leonid Kulik led a team to the Podkamenaya Tunguska River basin to conduct a survey for the Soviet Academy of Sciences. Although they never visited the central blast area, the many local accounts of the event led Kulik to believe that the explosion had been caused by a giant meteorite impact. Upon returning, he persuaded the Soviet government to fund an expedition to the suspected impact zone, based on the prospect of salvaging meteoric iron. And finally, in 1927, Leonid Kulik led a Soviet expedition through the region. His pictures from this and other missions, along with subsequent field work done recently by a team from the University of Bologna in Italy, to gather wood samples and sediment cores. They suggest that a comet or a meteorite was the most plausible hypothesis. Expeditions sent to this area in the 1950s and 1960s found microscopic silicate and magnetite spheres in siftings of the soil. Similar spheres were predicted to exist in the felled trees, although they could not be detected by contemporary means. Later expeditions did identify such spheres in the resin of the trees. Chemical analyses showed that the spheres contained high proportions of nickel relative to iron, which is also found in meteorites, leading to the conclusion they were of extraterrestrial origin. The concentration of the spheres in different regions of the soil was also found to be consistent with the expected distribution of debris from a meteoroid air burst. Moreover, with the help of local people, scientists discovered many strange things in the area that you couldn't find in other areas of the country or maybe of the world. For example, local people discovered that following this major incident, the soil of Tunguska became an extremely effective fertilizer. It became a place where forests, trees grow faster than elsewhere. But there is more. Soviet scientists in the atomic age became interested in studying the mutations in flora and fauna in the Tunguska region. In the 50s, they discovered that the trees had broader annual rings since the year 1908 than in the years before the explosion, as you can see on the photo, a genetic mutation in the growth of pine needles was discovered too. There is a lot of other strange things in the region. Magnetic storms in the area usually put compasses and GPS devices temporarily out of action. Compass doesn't work anymore. West becomes east, north becomes south. You can see on the picture, on the photo, the stones which are attracted on a magnet. In fact, the stone there is simply highly magnetic. So, many mutations and strange signs in this area that scientists started to wonder about other causes. These mutations generally happen after an atomic explosion or radioactive contamination, but scientists couldn't find any clear evidence of a nuclear explosion or large-scale radioactive damage. We had another scientist, a Russian scientist, Boris Mushailov, who made a comment in 2019 about Tunguska. He said this: "Up to this day, not a single fragment of the Tunguska phenomenon, no cosmic substance has been found. That's the main reason why there isn't any even fundamental understanding of the phenomenon yet." Boris Mushailov is a professor at the Sternberg Astronomical Institute in Moscow, and he said this in 2019. Even though the effects of the blast wave that destroyed 80 million trees are still visible today, scientists have found no point of impact. They don't know, they don't understand what really happened in this area. However, Mushailov follows the comet theory, explaining that an object could have entered Earth's atmosphere and burst into pieces up to 10 kilometers above the Tunguska River, causing the giant explosion, but scattering the object into smaller debris, most of which burned up. Knowing all these facts and all these unexplained phenomena, even the scientists who came in the Tunguska region as supporters of the meteorite theory or the comet theory had to change their mind because, for the moment, science still has no answer. They don't understand why, for example, all the fragments of stone, all the stone in the mountains in the area are magnetic. Why all the GPS and compass devices don't work anymore in this area. That's always interesting when the scientists, when the skeptics, they are forced to change their mind. But you have also other scientists who can be sometimes open-minded on this subject in this field of research, the so-called alternativists, who reject the meteor and comet theories because of this lack of major crater of fragments. They say the Tunguska event could be a harbinger of a genuine scientific phenomenon that could spell disaster for life on Earth. Researchers looking at the trajectories of asteroids say that if a large meteorite breached the planet's atmosphere once, then there is no guarantee history won't repeat itself. The Earth, all along its evolution, has collided with various cosmic objects, from 1 millimeter to a kilometer in size. One measuring 10 to 100 meters can cause a local catastrophe, and of course not a single method of protection exists so far. In the extension of alternativist theory, we have another Russian scientist, Yuri Lavbin, who claimed in 2009 that aliens may have downed the Tunguska meteorite 113 years ago to protect our planet from devastation. We don't know how to protect ourselves from meteorites, but maybe aliens or ancient aliens have the technology to protect us from the sky's anger, from the threat of asteroids. Yuri Lavbin said he found unusual quartz crystals at the site of the massive Siberian explosion. 10 crystals which had holes in them and others had drawings on them. According to researchers, strange signs are applied presumably by the use of plasma. Lavbin is sure that we don't have any technologies that can print such kind of drawings on crystals. And he also found ferrum silicate that cannot be produced anywhere except in space. According to the hypothesis of Yuri Lavbin, quartz cobblestones are fragments of an information container sent to our planet with extraterrestrial civilization and exploding as a result of an unsuccessful landing. Yuri's theory has often been criticized on different aspects, especially in terms of evidence. This isn't the first time a UFO has been claimed to associated with the Tunguska event. Another report from 2004 was made by a scientific expedition to the site. This expedition, organized by the Siberian Public State Foundation to Tunguska Space Phenomenon, completed his work on the scene of Tunguska meteorite fall on August the 9th of 2004. It was the first expedition to the region since 2000. Guided by the space photos, the researchers scanned a wider territory in the vicinity of the Polygusa village for parts of the space object that crashed into Earth in 1908. They claimed to have found blocks of an extraterrestrial technical device, and one 50-kilogram piece of the stone was brought to the city of Krasnoyarsk to be studied and analyzed. No subsequent reports or analyses could be located on the internet or elsewhere to confirm these discoveries. Other claims of exploding alien spaceships or alien weapons detonating to save the Earth from an imminent threat appear to originate from a science fiction story, A Visitor from Outer Space, written by Soviet engineer Alexander Kazantsev in 1946, in which a nuclear-powered Martian spaceship seeking fresh water from a lake blew up in mid-air. This story was said to be inspired by Kazantsev's visits to Hiroshima in late 1945. In his opinion, the aliens who endured disaster took their ship from the Earth, and it exploded in space. And the Tungusian meteorite was a landing of their orbital module. Many events in Kazantsev's tale were subsequently confused with the actual occurrences at Tunguska. A Reveal All book was published in 1976, but was written by two television drama critics. So much for a scientific background. In 1998, the television series The Secret KGB UFO Files was broadcast on Turner Network Television and referred to the Tunguska event as the Russian Roswell and claimed that crashed UFO debris had been recovered from the site. So, as always, when you have these unexplained mysteries, you have the fiction which comes to mix with the unexplained mystery, which creates with the time a sort of urban legend or a modern legend. And what is even weirder in the story of Tunguska is that at the end of the 20th century appeared another hypothesis about the connection of Nikola Tesla with the Tungusian meteorite. According to this hypothesis, on the day of observation of the Tunguska event, on June the 30th of 1908, Nikola Tesla conducted experience of the transmission of energy by air. A few months before the explosion, Tesla argued that he could light the road to the North Pole of the expedition of the famous traveler Robert Peary. His experiments on the creation of standing waves, when, as stated, a powerful electric impulse was concentrated for tens of thousands of kilometers in the Indian Ocean, fully fit into this hypothesis. If Tesla was able to pump the pulse of the energy of the so-called ether, the hypothetical environment, and the resonance effect of the wave, then the discharge could be of a capacity comparable to nuclear explosion. So the explosion of the Tungus meteorite could be the result of the experiment of a brilliant scientist on the wireless energy transmission to the distance. I guess that this is one of the craziest theory about Tunguska with the UFO theory. Imagine that this theory is true. Despite the obvious successes of this experience, Tesla could not report his breakthrough in the energy study, frightened, apparently, his discovery can be used as a weapon. Remember that he was anti-militarist. And in 2013, interest in the Tunguska event again rose after the fall of the meteorite in the Chelyabinsk region. I'm sure that you already have seen this amazing video on the internet, on YouTube. Huge light falling from the sky. Following the fall of the meteorite in the Chelyabinsk region, another team of researchers published the results of an analysis of microsamples from a peat bog near the center of the affected area, which showed again fragments that may be of extraterrestrial origin. All this shows that this is an ongoing topic. Even in the field of fiction, the TV show X-Files, which has seized the subject to create episodes taking place in the region of Tunguska. In the 8th episode of the 4th season of the show, FBI Special Agent Fox Mulder, played by David Duchovny, travels to Russia to investigate the source of a black oil contamination. When Mulder has to come across a slave labor camp, he is captured by the taskmasters and thrown into a gulag. And when Mulder awakens, he is in a large room bound with chicken wire along with many other prisoners, as you can see on the picture below. Black material is dumped onto his face, infecting him with the black oil. It makes me think of, the black goo that you have in the movie Prometheus. In fact, this fragment of meteorite that you can see on this photo is Alan Hills ALH 84001, is a fragment of a Martian meteorite that was found in the Alan Hills in Antarctica on December of 1984 by a team of American meteorite hunters from the ANSMET project. In 1996, a group of scientists found evidence of microscopic fossils of bacteria in the meteorite, suggesting that these organisms also originated on Mars. The claims immediately made headlines worldwide, culminating in then US President Bill Clinton giving a speech about the potential discovery. This is what inspired the writers for creating the X-Files episode Tunguska. And I'm sure that the writers had the idea to link this bacteria of alien origins. They had the idea to link this point with the Tunguska event. So thousands of researchers still seek to understand what happened on June the 30th of 1908 in the Siberian taiga. In addition to Russian expeditions to the Tunguska catastrophe area, international expeditions are regularly sent. And since 1970, you have to know that scientists recorded 77 different theories about the nature of the Tungus phenomenon. So it means that it's a big subject. The unknown triggers the curiosity of the scientists. The Tunguska catastrophe is among the most well-studied but at the same time the most mysterious phenomena of the 20th century. Dozens of expeditions, hundreds of scientific articles, thousands of researchers were able to only increase knowledge about it. But they did not manage to clearly answer the simple question, what was it? And you? What do you think of all this? What do you believe? I think that as things stand and with the few concrete elements at our disposal at this point, every theory may be valid, even the craziest. Maybe in the near future, we will have tools capable of shedding light on all the unknowns of this incident. Maybe even one day a message will be sent to us from the stars to clear up this whole story. We still have the right to dream. And above all, is this kind of incredible event likely to happen again one day on Earth? Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here on Section 51. Open your eyes, watch the sky, live long and prosper.
Some things take flight.